They don't know what I'm doing with her. I have a man in my house. They don't know what's going on in there or anything. So the mom was very concerned.
How old was she?
At that moment, she was 15. Very good person. The neighbors loved her. I believed her. She stayed. On 13th evening, she was like, my boyfriend is going out. So he sent me some money. Let's go out, let's have a drink. Then we were inside the club. Some guys came, picked her up. This is around 2 at night. Instead of giving me their number, they tell the girl, since you don't have a phone and we want to send money, I'm going to send money to your friend. So in case in the morning you want to leave and we are too drunk to wake up, you can just call her, tell her to request you a Bolt. So that is where it got bad.
Mm-hmm.
So she's come to my place. She has 3 phones with her. 3 big phones with her. So I'm like, okay. On Friday, I think it was on the 17th, I hear people knocking at my door. I'm wondering, what's with all the commotion? Because they are like... So I go open the door and there's cops with the girl. They come inside, they don't talk to me. They search the house, search everything, pour my food down, searching inside the rice, inside the flour, everywhere. Yes, they were very brutal. There was this police officer who had a gun, who kept shoving it at my face. So they carry me. We go to Kasarani police station. There's this notion as people have. When someone is underage, you think they don't have a brain. It was bad. They had her side. They were hearing her side. Everyone
Because
wanted
she's
to
a
hear her
minor.
side. Yeah. But no one spoke to me. No one even bothered to ask me anything. We are talking. I want to strangle her. I want to beat her up. But I can't do anything, I want to remind myself she's a kid. Now I want to remind myself. I got myself into this. Because I should have just left her alone, like her mom said. I should have just left her alone. So now I'm panicking. I'm trying to peek out the window to see where they've taken the girl. I don't see her anywhere. I let go.
Mm-hmm.
Now I accept. Like, this is happening.
Yeah.
This is real.
Hi everyone, karibuni sana. Welcome to Ready to Mingle. Today I'm behind the scenes. I'm a bit under the weather, so I preferred to be behind the scenes. But we have an amazing guest on the show. Her name is Maria. She's going to introduce herself. She has an amazing story. She's going to brief us and then get into the story. Hi Maria.
Hello.
Karibu sana kwa show.
Thank you.
Please introduce yourself.
So my name is Maria. Here I'm from Kenya. Okay, jokes aside, I'm from Kikuyu. So this is my story. It's a pretty tricky one, but it's a story nonetheless. So there's this friend you have, and you think everything is okay, but then you end up going into some deep things you never even thought of. So I went to prison. Not prison really, remand. And I want to share my story with everyone so you can know your circles. You can know the harmless things you do that make you get into a lot more unnecessary drama and damage into your lives. Like what happened to me. In short, just avoid people. Okay.
Wow, that's that statement right there. Avoid people. Avoid everybody, or are there certain kinds of people that people should look out for?
You should look for certain kinds of people, look out for them. But I kind of feel like you never know who is genuine in life. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know tomorrow. You'll hear it from my story.
Mm-hmm.
This was someone I I didn't even think any wrong of. A friend, someone who is always there for you, someone who's never done anything wrong, who doesn't have a history of doing anything wrong, that they can get you into so much trouble that you regret knowing the person. They can make you lose a big part of your life just because of trying to see the bright side, you see? Yeah, so in my opinion, just avoid most people. Avoid most people.
Are you a Gen Z?
Yeah,
You're in that generation.
yeah.
Yeah. So would you say what happened to you is something that is happening with your age mates?
Yes,
It is.
yes.
Okay. So take us to your story. How did it all begin? How did you meet this person? Where does your story begin?
So I was living in a place called Waithaka. We just moved to this new apartment with my boyfriend. Uh, Obviously, there's neighbors and everything. So there was this young girl. She was the first person I met there. She was nice, she was cool, light skin, very beautiful. She used to come to my house every day. The first day we met, she was so cool. She just looked at me and she was like, I like your tattoos. I want to come spend the day with you. And I thought she was genuine. She came, spent the day at my house. We ate, drank, did everything. And it was all beautiful. It was a beautiful friendship. That was the beginning of it all. The friendship continued for a few months until, for some reasons, we were, what's it called, evicted from the place.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't know she was a minor at that moment. So issues started coming up
So what led
because
to the eviction?
her,
Okay.
yeah, so issues started coming up with her parents and the fact that she's spending even nights at my house. And now you see that's a big issue considering she's still a minor. They don't know what I'm doing with her. I have a man in my house. They don't know what's going on in there or anything. So the mom was very concerned.
How old was she?
At that moment, she was 15.
Uh-huh. She didn't
She,
look 15?
no, she was so big. Even the way she spoke, also she was drinking, she was smoking, she was doing all, and she didn't go to school.
Uh,
She never went to school at that whole time I was there. So, you can't even know she's a child. She carries herself like a grown up. She talks like a grown up. She doesn't go to school or anything. So, I'm just assuming there's one of those kids, she finished Form 4 and now she's just home.
okay.
Then, surprise, surprise, the mom comes with the chief. They come to our place. They evict us because apparently we are working with a minor. So that's when we found out. Got evicted, moved. Fast forward 1 year later, I haven't seen her at all because I moved a bit further from where I was. We met again in Quick Mart. I went to Quick Mart to do some shopping and there she was. And because there's no bad blood, we spoke. Oh, hi, how are you doing? What is going on in your life? Blah, blah, blah. I invited her again, me being the person I am. I invited her. She was crying, telling me how bad she feels at home, how her dad has not come back yet. She was having issues.
Mm-hmm.
Her mom, her dad, they were separated, such things. So I felt bad for her and I was like, come. It was on 11th February. I was like, come to my place.
Which year?
2 years ago.
Okay.
I was like, come to my place. I'm not doing anything today, so you can come. Go back in the evening because it was around 11 a.m. Come, go back in the evening. She came, we spent the day, she was okay. She left in the evening as planned. Nothing peculiar. Like I said, a very good person. The neighbors loved her. Everyone loved her. She was a very good person, very kind. Biggest heart I know. The best person you can ever meet. very relaxed, very calm, well behaved. She's so good. And then the next day she comes crying. Her mom has chased her from home.
Did she spend the night at your place?
No. She left at around 5.
Mm-hmm.
So she comes the next day crying. Her mom kicked her out. So I'm asking what happened. Can I take you back? Talk to your mom. At least see what's happening. This is on 12th now. She's like, no. I told her I want to go see my boyfriend tomorrow. And that's what brought this all up. But I have to go because, what, I love him. So I was like, okay, I can't get involved, but you can stay since you have nowhere to go. And she stayed. The next day she told me she was going home. She left. Came back. Said her mom kicked her out again. That the mom said she doesn't want to see her. I believed her. She stayed. On 13th evening, she was like, my boyfriend is going out. So he sent me some money. Let's go out, let's have a drink. Okay. We left. We went to Kikuyu first. The bars were full. Took an Uber, went to Ngong Road. She didn't like the clubs. Took another Uber. Now we went to, what's that club called? I don't remember the name of the club. It's along Thika Road. It's a big one. When I remember the name, I'll tell you. But yeah, that's where we went. Then we were inside the club. Some guys came, picked her up. This is around 2 at night.
Were you not feeling scared because she's still a minor at this point?
I was not feeling scared. I expected them to check our IDs. I had mine. So I expected them, all the clubs, all the big clubs, they usually check your ID before you enter. So when she entered, I was like, oh, okay. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Also, she's so big and I don't expect her to misbehave because it's something she does. So we just go have fun. Now I get worried when she wants to live with some guys, because we're in Thika Road. I don't know anyone in Thika Road. We are from Waithaka. How are we going to go to Thika Road? Then you're going to tell me you're going home with someone. You see, that's tricky. So what am I going to tell your mom in case I don't find you again? Now the issue starts hitting me. She's a minor. What if she goes missing? That time there was these killings in the B&Bs. What if she dies? What if something happens? So I'm worried and I tell the guys, you know what? Give me your number. In case anything happens to her, I'll have your number and I'll have something to report. Instead of giving me their number, they tell the girl, since you don't have a phone and we want to send money, I'm going to send money to your friend. So in case in the morning you want to leave and we are too drunk to wake up, you can just call her, tell her to request you a Bolt. They go home together after sending me the money.
So they're sending you money for
her.
For her?
Yeah.
Okay.
They sent me 6,000. Mm-hmm. So I go home, since there's nothing left to do. Go home. She calls me in the morning. She does. She calls and she tells me she's ordering a Bolt. I tell her the exact location of my house. And I do, because it's not her phone she's even using, it's the guy's phone. I tell her the exact location. She uses their phone to take a Bolt, then comes to my place. So, that is where it got bad. Mm-hmm. So she's come to my place. She has 3 phones with her. 3 big phones with her. So I'm like, okay, what do you want to do with this? Because in order for you to steal, you must be knowing what you want to do. Mimi, I don't have market. I don't have a market for selling all that. So I don't know where to take them. I know you'll be tracked, but I don't know where to take them. She's like, no, my boyfriend will know. Okay, me, I don't want them in my house. So if you want to do your things, Just go. You know, that's the first reaction you have when someone brings something illegal to your house. I want nothing to do with it, just take it and leave. Because if they find you here with these things, how am I going to explain that you're here with these things? How am I going to explain that I know nothing, that you just got here? You have an iPhone, you have a Google series. These are very trackable phones. They probably already know you're here.
Mm-hmm.
So how am I going to start explaining myself? So I'm panicking now. I'm shouting at her. I'm telling her I have a child. I can't go to prison right now. You just take your stuff, go. She leaves. She leaves with everything, and I think it's all done. It was on a Tuesday. On Friday, I think it was on the 17th, I hear people knocking at my door. I'm wondering, what's with all the commotion? Because they are like,
When she had come with the phones, were they on or were
no,
they off?
one was on a Samsung, not the smallest of them all. I think it was the one she used to call
To call who?
me when
Okay.
she was requesting the bolt.
Mm,
Because they also paid for the bolt.
okay.
Because you see, I'm the one who had the money.
Yeah.
So I paid for the bolt using my phone.
Mm.
So I hear commotion at my door. I'm wondering, what's happening? No one comes to my house, literally. I've not had anyone knocking at my door since I moved there. So I go open the door and there's cops with the girl. They come inside, they don't talk to me. They search the house, search everything, pour my food down, searching inside the rice, inside the flour, everywhere. They search my whole house. I'm wondering what's happening. But in my mind, I already know that they want the phones. Because what else could they be looking for? They're with the girl, she's being harassed. What else has she done? This is the only mistake I know her to do. I've never seen her do any other thing that is like that bad to the point of having cops follow her. So they search, they find nothing.
Are they saying anything?
No, they're not talking.
The girl?
She's just crying. So they search. Then they start now talking to me when they don't find anything. They ask me, do you know where the phones are? So I'm like, no, I don't know where the phones are. What phones are you talking about? They were DCI. They told me, we texted you and asked you about Joyce, but you said you don't know her. So you must be knowing where the phones are. I tell them, honestly, I don't know her because the only things I know about her are basic things you can know about someone, like the way you can know your neighbor or something like that. But I don't know where the phones are. You've searched my house, you've searched everywhere. I have no other information to offer. The woman, there was one woman and two men. The woman was also part of the DCI. She told me not to worry. She told me they have a lead, and that Joy told them that I'm the one who has the phones. But they tracked the phones. Good thing. The phones were in Resambu. One was in Resambu, the Google Pixel. The other one was reading Kikuyu. So they were telling me they've tracked the phones. None of them was switched off at my place. They don't see them at my place. But the girl insists that I'm the one who has the phone. And since I'm older, and she's a minor, then it must be true. I must have sent her. So they carry me. We go to Kasarani police station. The DCI, everyone, they're all questioning me. They're all
Did
questioning
they give you
her.
an opportunity to call somebody?
No.
To lock your door?
No.
Are they harassing you?
Yes, they were very brutal. There was this police officer who had a gun, who kept shoving it at my face. He was like, toa simu ama tukuue. You know, I'm so scared at the moment. I'm like, okay, nikiacha nyumba hivyo, itaibiwa. I have to lock my door first. So the woman, because of sympathy, tells me, put on something warm because we're going to a sale. Put on something warm. I'll just hold them off. And then lock your door, leave the key somewhere. So I lock the door, leave the key. The car wasn't at the gate. At my place, you have to go up a mountain. So the car is like down there at the main road. So you have to walk all the way with the cops holding you. All that humiliation down to the road. Everyone
So
can see you.
Did they like put cuffs on you?
No, that's not allowed in Kenya, apparently. Women are not allowed to be handcuffed unless you've done something very bad.
So it's not allowed in Kenya for ladies to be
handcuffed unless you've done something major, something that is like life-threatening.
So how are you walking? Are you walking in the middle?
They hold you so you don't run. So one is holding you here, one is holding you here, they just hold you.
And who is holding the girl?
She's forward with the officer with the gun. There's 3 officers. So she's there with the officer with the gun. They don't view her as a threat at this point. They think I'm the threat now. Because she already said, I have everything. We go, they don't take us to the police station first from my place. They take us to the chief. The chief sees me, he's like, who are you? I don't even know you. He was a different chief. I tell him, I've never been here. I don't know. So he tells me it's okay. So he rates the case. We held there for like 1 hour, 2 hours. Then the police take us to...
So what is the case?
At that time, he writes stupefying, that is drugging, and stealing. So I'm like, okay.
So is it only you, or is the case against you and the girl?
For me, he wrote stupefying, stealing, and holding. I have no idea what that meant at that time, but he wrote that. For the girl, he only wrote stupefying and stealing. But we didn't see the case files at that time. We saw them when we were going to court. So at that time, I didn't even know what he was writing. But that's what they wrote. We stayed there for like 1 hour, 2 hours. The DCI took us to Kasarani police station. So at Kasarani police station, now I'm talking to the girl. Now I have an opportunity to talk to her.
You're put in the same cell?
Yes, now we're in the same cell. There's no one else.
How is the reception when you get in the police station?
Hostile, obviously. You're thieves. It's very hostile. Take one shoe off, take this off, go inside. Then you're just left there.
So the police at the OB, does he ask you questions? Does he greet you? Is there something written? What's happening?
No, he doesn't ask questions. He doesn't write anything at first. He doesn't do anything. He just shoves us in the cell first.
Okay.
So now here I have an opportunity to talk to her. So now I'm asking her questions. I'm asking, where did this all lead? Like, how comes I'm in this now? I don't understand why I'm with you here. And do you know what she says? Babe, I'm so sorry. I didn't know what else to do. I was scared. I felt lonely. That was my reaction. You felt lonely and decided to ruin my life because you were lonely. And she was like, yeah, I couldn't go in alone. I've never been in jail. That was the most stupid reasoning I've ever had in my whole life. I think about it and I want to cry because someone ruined my life because they were scared of being lonely. It's not fair. It's not fair. I lost 7 months because of someone who was scared to be lonely. We are talking. I want to strangle her. I want to beat her up. But I can't do anything, you know. I want to remind myself she's a kid. Now I want to remind myself. I got myself into this. Because I should have just left her alone, like her mom said. I should have just left her alone. So we are called in next morning. They book us in now.
So you're sleeping in the cell?
Yeah.
How was the night?
It was so bad. It was so cold. And at that night, amazingly, there was no one else in the cell. So you can imagine it's just the 2 of us. You want to strangle her and kill her in her sleep? But you can't do anything. So it's just the two of us in silence and anger. So it's just us.
Did you try telling her to tell the cops that you're not?
I tried. But then she had done something already worse. She had already lied to the cops. She had lied about her name, about her age, about her parents. She had lied about everything to the cops. Thank God they even found out. She had lied about everything. So I'm confused. During roll call, when they're booking us in the morning, they call me by my names. Obviously, I had shown them my ID. They call me by my names. Everything. Okay, I go back in. But then I heard them call her a different name. And I'm like, but that's not her name. Okay, I don't talk. Comes and tells me, the number I gave the boys when I was leaving is a different one. Belongs to my neighbor. And this is her name. So when the cops called this number, they thought that this was my name. So this is the number they used to track me down. And that's why they're calling me by this name. I'm like, okay, so that's another friend who is about to get into serious trouble because of you. Someone who knows nothing. They just gave you their SIM card. Now they're about to get into trouble. Okay, I say nothing. This is the first day. We came yesterday night. The first day. So we're just there. My mom comes. I call her. She comes to see me.
How do you call her? The cops allow you
they
to?
allow me. They allow us to make one phone call
Okay.
in the morning when they're booking us in.
Each?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
She calls her mom. I call my mom. My mom shows up. Her mom doesn't. I don't think anything of it since she told me her mom is at work. So my mom shows up. She comes, tries to talk to the cops, tries to tell her everything. She had spoken to the girl. The girl had been honest with my mom. She had told her that she stole the phones and sold them to her boyfriend, and she still hasn't gotten the money. So my mom is trying to tell the cops, I can be a witness. I know everything. The girl has told me. They are not having it. They are not having it at all. The day ends. Next day starts. We're still in the cell. Still haven't gone to court. Don't forget we were caught on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So now we are Sunday. Sunday reaches. There, people are now in the cell. People came last night. There's a lot of other women and men. A lot of things are happening there.
But men are in a different cell?
Yes, men are in a different cell.
Okay.
We only used to mingle during the day when you're having the sun. Yeah. So the next day someone shows up, but it's not her mom. It's her landlord. Yeah. So her landlord shows up on behalf of the mom. She comes and says, the mom has said she wants nothing to do with the daughter. Do what you want.
What?
Yeah. The mom has said she wants nothing to do with the daughter. Do what you want. The mom has said she's had enough. She said the best thing you can do is take her to prison. They ruin it by hearing the cop calling her name. You know, when you come to visit someone, you have to say who you're visiting.
Yeah.
And the cops shout for the name. So they're like, Lucy, Lucy, Lucy. There's no Lucy. And they ask, who is Lucy? We are not here to see Lucy. We're not here to see Lucy. But the cops are telling them, the only girls we booked on that day were two. From your area are two girls. Lucy and Maria. And they're like, no. Is she brown? Yes. Does she look like this? Yes. Her name is not Lucy. So they tell the cops the name. They tell them everything. They even come with the girl, the owner of the name now. And the girl is worried. She blabs anything out. She's like, no, that's my name. She uses my phone to con people.
To con people.
Yeah, apparently. She uses my phone to con people, to con men.
How old is this girl?
The phone owner now.
Yeah.
She's old. She's like 24 or 25. She's big. She's a big person. So she's like, no, this girl, she's been using my phone to talk to her boyfriends, to con people, to receive money. Mimi, I don't know anything about this. If they were using it to steal, no, that one I don't know. But that's my name. That's my SIM card. I had it. I gave it to her since I'm not using it. And I know everything she's been doing. They go through her phone. They find everything. It's true. She's been asking people for money using various methods. She's been conning people here and there. So now the cops are not really believing her story because it's now having loopholes. What they do, they call the phone owners, the ones who were stolen from now. There were 3 boys. They call them. They ask them, so yesterday, we were here with you guys and you saw who we arrested. They said yes. You confirmed. They said yes. So they were told to now write a proper statement again, stating each and every step that happened. So the boys are asked in front of us, do you know this one? They said they know me. They know her. Okay. You have cameras in your homes, right? Yes. Did you go home with both of them? No. Did both of them steal from you? No. Which is the crime you're reporting? Stupefying and stealing. So, on the case of stupefying, you were all in the same club, right? Yes. Who were you drinking with? Did you drink with both of them? No. I only called the light-skinned one, took her to my table, introduced her to my friends, then took her back, then went for her, and now told her I want to take her home after discussing with my friends. So the cops were looking at everything because there's cameras in the clubs, there's cameras outside, there's cameras everywhere. They've already seen it, but they want to confirm the story. They asked me again, so we see you standing outside with the guys outside the club. So what are you talking about? And I tell them they were sending me money. They're sending me the money for the girl. They check my M-Pesa. The money is still there. What is missing is 1,000. The one I used to pay the Uber guy. I paid him 1,100. So the money is still there. So they're asking me, what were you planning to do with the money? I was planning to give it to the girl. She just hasn't asked for it. But I was planning to give it to her. It's her money. They asked the guys, oh, what were you paying for? Because you gave money.
Yeah.
So what were you paying for? What exactly did you want to pay for? And they said, you meet a girl in the club, you want her, blah, blah, blah. You think she's one of those, and you take her home. You don't know what's going to happen. They're asked, when you get home, do you drink anything? Do you eat anything? Yes. We get home, we continue with drinking some Gilbis, but the girl does not drink. She serves us, but doesn't drink. So she says she's too drunk, she's drinking Del Monte. What was she drinking at the club? She was drinking Snap. So no, she's not too drunk. So is she not drinking the beer she's serving? They say they don't know. They just told her to serve. She says she doesn't drink that. So she's drinking Del Monte. They don't think anything about it. Okay. Next morning they wake up. They're not feeling too good. They go to hospital. They're dehydrated. There's some drugs in their system. They look for their phones. Their phones are not there. So they go and report it. And then...
So the 3 men were there with this one girl?
Yes.
Okay.
With this one underage girl.
In their house?
Yes. They took her to their house.
So they picked her thinking that she was one of those girls?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So they picked her up thinking that, took her to their house. They were saying they did nothing. which could be true if they were stupefied. It could be true. They were saying they did nothing, they only drank, and then they felt like they were too heavy. So they just slept. So in the morning when they're waking up, they said the girl woke them up. The girl woke one of them up. And she told him she was leaving. And he gave her his phone and told her, request a cab. So after that, he doesn't know what happened. He just blacked out. When you ask the girl, she says she's never stolen before in her life. She just saw an opportunity, like the way you see phones here. And so the guys were drunk and was like, you know what, I can just take this. Took it and left. Now there we were. So we stayed till Monday. Monday we go to court. Now this is the mentioning of the case. Something happens, I don't know what happens, they lose the file or something. We don't go to court that day, we come back. We don't go on Tuesday, we go on Wednesday. Wednesday they are reading the cases. And now this is when I hear what they have written down for me. This is when I hear the stupefying, the stealing, the holding. I want to say something, but you're not supposed to talk. You're just supposed to listen, say yes, and then go now to the remand. This is where they take you to the remand now. So that is just the mentioning of the case. It's not the hearing, it's not the listening. I am so scared as I see that big bus.
So how do you go to the police? How do you go to
the remand?
To the court.
To the court. Yeah. The police take us in this van. In this big police vans. So we're sitting at the back, they take us to court.
Do you have an opportunity to ask whether they have developed the file based on the new information?
No. They're very hostile. They're treating us like criminals, basically. Anytime you try to ask a question, they tell you, get a lawyer. You try to do this. We mwizi unaongea nini? They were calling me mwizi. And there's this police who used to call me mtu wa kuuza watoto.
Why?
Because he was saying that, there's this notion as people have. When someone is underage, you think they don't have a brain. So they were saying, because they thought it was one of those girls, and because in her phone she has these messages that show she's actually doing it. So they say, I'm the one instigating it. Because I'm a big person, I should be telling her, I should be guiding her, apparently, I should be doing this. So the fact that I'm not interested in her life means I'm supporting her. I'm the one who's doing this. They were saying I'm the one who's even providing the housing for all this to happen. So I was ule mwenye anauza mtoto. It was bad. They take us to court. Hearing is done. We are now separated.
So even the OCS, nobody listened?
No one. They had her side. They were hearing her side. Everyone wanted to hear her side. Yeah. But no one spoke to me. No one even bothered to ask me anything. No one even asked me, how did you get here? What's happening? No one was even there. Apart from the boys asked, why is she here? We were reporting a theft and she didn't steal. So why is she here? And then the police were telling them things and they were like, oh, okay. Apart from that, no one else even bothered. Everyone else was like, yes, this is how it is. She's the bad one. And I wasn't even talking much because I learned from the station, no one wants to listen. So you just go quiet. We're before the judge. It's not hearing, so you can't talk. You can't say anything. You just say yes. Did you do it or did you not? No, I didn't. Okay, go.
So you said no?
Yeah, I said nimekataa kesi.
What about the girl?
Were you in the same? Yeah.
You were there at the same moment?
Yeah, the same moment. We got separated after the court. Like after saying no, so people are leaving. You're a big file of people because it's just yes, no cases. Yes, no, yes, no. unakubali ama unakataa, unakubali ama unakataa.
Did she say yes or no?
No.
She said no.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now we are leaving.
Were you coached on what to say?
No. We're just told, go listen to the judge, say yes or no.
Okay.
So at this moment, we're leaving, we're walking out the courtroom door, and we are separated now. The police tell us now, she's not supposed to go to Langata. This one is supposed to go to juvie, to a juvenile remand. So they take her. I go to another back cell in the courts. I don't go to Langata directly. Go to another back cell. There's a back cell, a holding cell, where you go and wait for your cases. So I'm asking them questions. I'm so scared. They scare you to death. There's going to be a lot of frisking. They're going to frisk you inside out. You're going to be naked. You're going to do this. It wasn't that bad, but that's what they tell you.
So what they're telling you, so these people from remand,
Yeah.
they have come to hear their cases.
Yes.
They're from Langata.
Yes.
So you're put in the same cell,
Yes.
the holding cell.
Yes.
So now awaiting
Yeah.
to be taken
back to Langata.
So the new guys, the new people who are arrested,
Yeah.
are taken together
Mm-hmm.
with the people who had come earlier.
Yes.
Okay.
Now we go back together.
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to people in that holding cell, and that's when I started to lose hope. Because you ask someone about something they've done, some very minor cases. You hear someone slapped a neighbor and they're in for a whole year. The case hasn't been heard. That's a domestic case. You're wondering, if this hasn't been heard, when will I be heard? So now I'm losing hope.
So they have come to court.
Yes.
But their case haven't been heard.
Yes.
It's been a year.
So now they're doing the listenings first, the mentionings. They mention your case like 3 times before they start the hearings.
So the mentioning is just reading the case?
Yes.
And then you say yes or no again? Or?
Yes. Just mentioning you.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just mentioned in court. They acknowledge your existence, but they don't really do anything. Yeah, so now I'm panicking. I'm trying to peek out the window to see where they've taken the girl. I don't see her anywhere. So I'm in unfamiliar territories. I'm still worried that I'm inside for something I didn't do. I'm still trying to piece this all together. I'm still confused.
Yeah.
I'm now scared, losing hope. I feel so down. So, evening, 5, after what seems like an year, the bus comes. Now my heart is...
Yeah.
The bus comes. I see people making a single file to get on. I see the wardens. They look so different from the cops. Even the uniforms, they're so different. They're so harsh. They come, they take us. I see people being beaten.
Beaten?
Yeah. I see them slap some girls and I'm like, what? This is bad. I'm so scared. We go into the bus. Some girls
do they
are crying.
read out your names? Yeah. How do you get in the bus?
You make 2 files, 2 single files. Everyone with a partner, 2, 2, 2. They read out your names, calling out their roll call, making sure no one has escaped, no one is left behind. You get into the bus one by one after they call your name. You go sit. You sit anywhere. You can sit anywhere. But there was this unwritten rule. If you're new, you sit at the back. So went to the back, sat there.
How many newbies were you?
12.
Okay.
I remember and the others they were crying. We were many. And we went picking people up.
In other courthouses?
Yeah.
Okay.
We were in Makadara, so we went to Nairobi. We went different places, different courthouses in Nairobi, picking them up. You
started at 5 p.m.?
Yes.
And you're going picking up other people?
Yes.
Okay.
So now we are back in Langata at 8:30 p.m. This is the first time I'm seeing Langata at night.
What time did you leave to the courthouse in the morning from the cell?
From the cell, we left at around 9.
9 a.m.
Yeah.
So the whole day, have you eaten?
No.
Washroom break?
No.
Okay.
There are washroom breaks. You can knock on the door, and someone will come open for you if they're in a good mood. They'll come open the door for you. You can go use the bathroom. But now, I'm like arraigned on chicken.
Yeah.
I want to stay in one spot. I want to reminisce. I want to think. I want to. So I don't move the whole day. There's no food in court.
Okay.
There was never any food in court.
Had you had breakfast before?
No. So when you go, you're just there. You can't buy anything. You can't have anything. It's forbidden to send someone.
Can the people who came to the
court?
Yeah,
no.
They can't give you anything.
No. So now you're just hungry.
Okay.
My mom came to court on that first day. So I'm crying.
Yeah.
I'm crying. I'm so confused. I'm telling her I'm so scared. And she's just giving me hope. She's just telling me, don't worry, we're going to find a lawyer. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. I give her my phones. I let go. Now I accept. This is happening.
Yeah.
This is real. The bus happens. We get to Langata. I get off the bus. I look around. It doesn't look that bad. I'm like, it doesn't hit me good yet. Go inside. We are frisked. The wardens there, they were not bad when I first got there. The wardens at the gate, they were very good. They were like, come in. Even the one who was searching me, she saw how scared I was and she was very nice. She just told me, a lot of people come here. A lot of people don't even know what they did. So if you at least know your story, then you're better. So don't be too worried. Some people come here and they leave in 2 weeks. So now I'm very hopeful. I'm like, I'm going to leave.
Yeah.
My first night, after being frisked and everything, people were so friendly. Unexpectedly. They were very friendly. Go inside, there was the quarantine zone. Because, there was corona at that time. So we were quarantined first. In the quarantine, there was some people who had been there, like the ones who came yesterday or the day before, and they were so nice. They were not bad. They were very nice. But we weren't allowed to mingle with other people yet, like with the other remandees. Go to quarantine, the only place you ever see is a very small room, a very small area. You don't see outside of it. You can hear, but you don't see outside of it. The first night was bad. It was cold. There were no mattresses. There was not enough mattresses at that night. So I'm sleeping on the floor. There's not enough blankets. So I'm wearing a uniform because they stripped us of all our clothes and belongings. You're only wearing a uniform. You're not wearing anything inside.
So they ask you to take it off?
Yes, they ask you to take everything off.
So how is that? How is that the orientation? How is it as soon as you come in? You quarantine?
It's very scary. When they are frisking you, they tell you to take everything off. Because you can smuggle in contraband or something harmful, even razor blades or something like that. You can commit suicide. They don't want anything like that. They don't want you doing any harm to yourself or to others. So they frisk you everywhere, your hair, your nails, everywhere on the first day.
Is it in a room?
Yes, it's privately.
It's private.
Yes.
So not together with others. It's just you and the police officer who is frisking you.
There can be others. There can be.
Okay.
There's usually others. But for first timers, I think they understand you're scared.
Okay.
No, I think they're just harsh, but they understand that you're scared.
Mm-hmm.
Because I saw a lot of us were frisked, not with other people.
Okay.
We were frisked in a different room, the first timers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you take off everything. If you have jewelry, if you have rings, whether it's a wedding ring or anything, you take everything off.
Mm-hmm.
You take your clothes, hairband.
If they book them somewhere,
yeah, they write them down.
Okay.
Then they put them in one place, in one bag.
Mm-hmm.
You confirm all your belongings, write them down, put them in one bag, tie it. Remember how you tied it?
Yeah.
Then write your name on the bag in a way that no one else can take it.
Okay.
So now I'm in uniform.
First night.
Yeah, they give us food. There's food. Githeri.
Hot?
Cold. Because it was served at 6 and you got here at 8:30.
Yeah.
You were starting to eat at 9.
Uh-huh.
It's cold.
Are you eating in the room that you'll sleep in?
No.
Separate place?
We're eating outside before we go to the rooms.
Okay.
At this point, we have not reached the rooms yet. We are still after orientation now. When you get rid of your belongings, put on the uniform, the next step immediately is the food.
Okay.
I look at the food. The food is bad. The food is bad. It's so bad. I can see things crawling on the food.
Things like what?
The small weevils. They're not dead. They're just crawling on the food. And I'm like, no. Give back the food. And a girl tells me, ringa tu. Kesho utakula. I've been hungry the whole day.
Yeah.
Now I'm sleeping hungry.
Are the others eating?
Some of them are, but most first timers are not.
Uh-huh.
Quarantined. First night. Cold. No mattress. Floor. So I sleep on the floor. There's this girl yelling at me. She's they used to call them, they're like prefects. So she's like the dorm prefect in high school. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
She's the one in charge of you there.
But she's also an inmate.
Yes, she's also an inmate.
Yeah.
She's just been there a bit longer. Like a week longer because it's still quarantine.
Oh.
So, yeah, quarantine. We snuggle with this new girl. She was crying. So it's so cold. So cold. We don't have blankets. You don't have sweaters. You can't wear a sweater. There are no sweaters in there. You can't wear a sweater. You don't have anything. So you're just there in the cold floor, no blankets, no nothing, waiting for the night to end. And then things start biting you.
Huh?
And you're on the floor. You
Is
start
it
scratching and you're wondering, yeah, it's already dark, the lights are out. So now you're scratching like a madman. You're wondering, what are these?
Yeah.
You don't even make sense of it. Morning comes so slow, but it comes.
Did you get to sleep at all?
No. 5 a.m., you know it's morning because there's another ward that used to wake up at 4:30. By 5, they were singing worship songs, praise. They were praying. So I hear some singing and I'm like, oh, wow, it's morning.
Yeah.
So I'm having false hope. I'm thinking that when it comes morning, they'll open the doors and we'll have to go out to the grass or something. I was so wrong. It comes morning, it's 7. They come open the doors. I see people taking brushes and mops and things. They just start cleaning. And I'm so lost. I'm like, okay, what are we doing? We have no schedule, so what are we doing? The wardens come, take us outside. We squat in a line of 5. So we squat. They do a head count, see who's there, who's not. Everyone is there, okay.
Why
Go
you
back
squat?
to cleaning. I have no idea why you used to squat, but you had to squat.
Was it a long squat? How long would you do it?
As long as they want you to do it. Until they're done counting.
Okay.
Sometimes if they want to punish you, they tell you to squat for an hour, 2 hours. And they'd come pick you up. They wanted to punish you severely. They tell you to kneel like in school for a whole day. Then they take you back in. Yes, it was hard. And this is still quarantine. You've not even gone to the real thing. This is still quarantine.
Yeah. I want us to take a break and come back next week and continue with your testimony, your story. You're still in quarantine and it's this bad. What happens when you go into the remand section? We'll find that out when we come back on the next episode. So thank you so much everyone for watching. Thank you for staying tuned to Ready to Mingle. Remember to subscribe, share, and make sure you click on the notification bell so that when we post the next video, you're able to get the notification. Thank you for bearing with me. I'm still under the weather, but I'm gonna be better. All right, so thank you. See you. Thank you, Maria. Let's see you again next Friday.
All right.
Bye.